Disclaimer: this story is based on true events, but some details have been changed to protect the privacy of individuals involved. There was a young couple, let's call them Sarah and James, who had just moved into a new house in a quiet, suburban neighborhood. They were thrilled to start their new life together and had big plans for renovating and decorating the home to make it their own. However, things started to take a dark turn. One night, Sarah woke up to find the outline of a man standing at the foot of their bed. She screamed and woke James up, but when they turned on the lights, there was no one there. They brushed it off as just a bad dream and went back to sleep, but the incidents continued to escalate. They heard strange noises at night, footsteps when no one was there, and doors opening and closing on their own. Sarah began to feel like she was being watched, and James became increasingly agitated and paranoid. One day, Sarah was looking through old photos of the house and noticed something strange in one of them. In the background of a picture taken by the previous owner, there was a figure that looked like a man hanging from the ceiling. They had no idea what it meant, but it sent shivers down their spines. Eventually, they decided to investigate further and hired a paranormal investigator. After a thorough investigation, they discovered that the previous owner of the house had died by suicide, hanging himself from the ceiling. His spirit was still trapped in the house and had been tormenting Sarah and James. They immediately packed up their things and moved out, leaving the house behind. To this day, they still shudder at the memory of their time there and warn others to be cautious when buying a home with a dark history. After moving out of the house, Sarah and James struggled to cope with the trauma they had experienced. They found it difficult to sleep at night and often felt like they were being watched, even in their new home. They decided to seek therapy to help them deal with their anxiety and fear. The therapist recommended that they try cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, to help them reframe their thoughts and beliefs about the experience. They also tried exposure therapy, which involved gradually exposing themselves to situations that triggered their fear and anxiety in a safe and controlled environment. Over time, Sarah and James were able to overcome their trauma and move on with their lives. However, they remained haunted by the memory of their time in the house, and they were never able to fully shake the feeling that they were being watched. Years later, they heard that the house had been sold again, and that the new owners had experienced similar paranormal activity. It seemed that the spirit of the previous owner was still trapped in the house, unable to find peace. Sarah and James were grateful to have moved on from the horror of their time in the house, but they knew that they would never forget the chilling experiences they had endured. Their story serves as a cautionary tale for those considering buying a home with a dark history, and a reminder that some horrors are all too real.